In fact, radio waves transmitted from the earth are reflected back to the earth by this layer. Now, exosphere, the uppermost layer of the atmosphere, is known as exosphere. This layer has very thin air. Light gases like helium and hydrogen float into this space from here. So this is exactly the space, exosphere. Now, as we understood about our earth's this one atmosphere's layers, we will understand about the weather and the climate. Now, is it going to rain today? Yes, now I am recording this video in the monsoon season. Maybe rain will be happen. So will it be bright and sunny today? How we will going to understand this? How many times we heard this from anxious cricket fans speculating the fate of one day match? Okay, if we imagine our body to be a radio and the mind its speaker, weather is something that fiddles with its control knobs. Weather is this hour to hour, day to day condition of the atmosphere. What is the weather? If you have the definition question, so you will write weather is this the hour to hour, day to day condition of the atmosphere. We will understand the condition of the atmosphere also in hour to hour or day to day. A hot or humid means in the air moisture will be in more quantity. Okay, a hot or humid weather may make one irritable. A pleasant, breezy air may make one cheerful and even plan for an outing. So, according to the weather, we plan our days. Weather can change dramatically from day to day. However, the average weather condition of a place for a longer period of time represents the climate. Yes, according to the weather, we will see the climate of a place. Now, do you understand why we have daily weather forecast? In mobile also, we are getting the forecast for the according to the daily weather forecast. Now the temperature you feel every day is the temperature of the atmosphere. Sometimes you will feel hot, sometimes you will feel cold. The degree of hotness and coldness of air is known as temperature. What is the temperature? The degree of hotness and coldness of a air is known as temperature. The temperature of the atmosphere changes not only between day and night, but also from season to season. Yes, in summers are hotter than the winters. An important factor that influences the distribution of temperature is insolation. What is insolation? Insolation is the incoming solar energy intercepted by the earth. Okay, intercepted by means absorbed by the earth. The amount of insolation decreases from the equator towards the poles. That's why the poles area are colder as compared to the equator. Therefore, temperature decreases in the same manner. Now, do you understand why poles are covered with the snow? Yes. So here one picture is there about weather instructions. Thermometer which shows the temperature, barometer which shows the atmospheric pressure, rain gauge which shows the measurement, it is amount of the rainfall when we are checking the how much rainfall happen. Then wind vane, this one, wind vane, it shows the direction of the wind. So now, if the earth's temperature rises too high, it would become too warm for some crops to grow. It is good for some crops from the summer crops, right? For the summer crops. Now temperature in cities is much higher than that of villages. The concrete and the metals in buildings and the asphalt, okay, of roads get heated up during the day. This heat is released during the night. That's why the nights are also hot. Also, the crowded high-rise buildings of the cities trap the warm air and thus raise the temperature of the cities. Okay. Now, the standard, we will see about this, which is important. The standard unit of measuring temperature is degree Celsius. Okay, that's why we are counting the temperature in degree Celsius. It was invented by Anders Celsius. That's why it is called as degree Celsius. On the Celsius scale, the water freezes at 0 degree Celsius and boils at 100 degrees Celsius. You have to remember this. Now let's see about the air pressure. Before that, we have to understand what is the air pressure. On the moon, there is no air and hence no air pressure. Astronauts have to wear special protective space suits filled with air when they go to the moon. If they did not wear these space suits, the counter pressure exerted by the body of the astronauts would make the blood vessels burst. The astronaut would bleed. That's why they have to wear the protective space suits. Now what, why it is happened? Because of the pressure. Yes, you will be surprised to know that air above us presses us with a great force on our bodies. However, we don't even it we cannot feel that. This is because the air presses us from all directions and our body exerts a counter pressure. Means we are putting the against force. Air pressure is defined as a pressure exerted by the weight of air on Earth's surface. As we go up the layers of the atmosphere, the air pressure falls rapidly. The air pressure is highest at sea level and decreases with the height. Remember this. Temperature is increases, okay, with the height, but pressure is decreases with the height. Horizontally, the distribution of air pressure is influenced by temperature of air at a given place. In areas where temperature is high, the air gets heated and rises. This creates a lower pressure area. Yes, just I told you, when height is increasing, pressure is decreasing. Low pressure is associated with cloudy skies and wet weather. In areas having lower temperature, the air is cold. It is therefore heavy. Okay, heavy air sinks and creates a high pressure area. Where the temperature is low, pressure is more. High pressure is associated with clear and sunny skies. The air always moves from high pressure areas to low pressure areas. We have to remember this. Air always moves from high pressure areas to low pressure areas. So now about wind. Okay, the movement of air from high pressure area to low pressure area is called wind. Just we saw here, the movement of air from high pressure area to low pressure area is nothing but wind. You can see wind at work as it blows the dry leaves down the pavement or uproots trees during a storm. Sometimes when the wind blows gently, you can even also see it blowing away smoke or fine dust. Even also you will move some little bit of distance because of this wind. It has more pressure. At times, wind can be so strong that it's difficult to walk against it. Yes, you must have experienced it is not easy to hold an umbrella on a windy day. Think of some other examples when strong winds have created problems for you. So here we will understand about the winds. Winds can be broadly divided into three types. How many types? Three types. Permanent winds, seasonal winds and local winds. So permanent winds, the trade winds, westerlies and easterlies. Here you can see in this picture major pressure belts and wind system. Okay, westerlies means they are coming from the west and the easterlies means they are coming from the east. Okay, so westerlies and easterlies are the permanent winds. Remember this, westerlies and easterlies are the permanent winds. They blow constantly throughout the year in a particular direction. They are blowing constantly throughout the year in a particular direction. Now seasonal winds, these winds can change their direction. That's why they called as seasonal winds. These winds change their direction in different seasons. For example, monsoons in India. Now local wind, uh, these blow these winds blow only during a particular period of the day or year in a small area. For example, land or sea breeze. Do you recall the hot and dry local wind of northern plains of India? It is called Lu. You must have heard about that. So here we will see the equatorial low pressure. It is having the low pressure doldrums. We say such winds doldrums. Okay, and this one southeast trade winds in prevailing westerlies. Again polar easterlies, then polar easterlies, prevailing westerlies. This is the direction of the wind, how it is going. This is the direction of the winds. They are going from the high pressure. Here also the high pressure shows, but here the low pressure area, equatorial. Okay. Now cyclone, nature's fury. This is example they have given about the cyclone. This is example of Odisha, which is happened in October 1990. Okay. Located on the eastern sea coast of India, is prone to cyclones that originate in the Bay of Bengal. On 1718 October 1999, cyclone hit five districts of this state. Another super cyclone occurred on the 29th October, same in the same year and same month, so that devastated large portions of the state. The damages caused were mainly due to the three factors, which are those: wind velocity, rain and tidal surge. The winds up to 260 km per hour lasted for 36 hours. So these high velocity winds uprooted trees and damaged the kacha houses, not permanent one. Rooftops of several industrial sheds and other houses were also blown away. Power supply and telecom lines snapped completely. Heavy rain occurred under the influence of the cyclone for 3 days continuously. Just imagine that the situation. These rains led to flooding in the major rivers of Odisha. Okay, comment the rivers from Odisha. Okay, the cyclonic winds caused tidal waves that swept 20-kilometer inland and brought massive destruction to the coastal areas. The 7 to 10 meter high tidal, just imagine, high tidal waves intruded suddenly and caused massive damage to the standing paddy crops. Paddy crops mean rice crops. Okay. So the cyclone originated as a depression in the Gulf of Thailand near, this is the second example of the cyclone. Okay, it has the name depression in the Gulf of Thailand near east of Port Blair on 25th October 1999. Same year, same month, and gradually moved in a north. Okay, means this cyclone, what it means, it came to the Odisha. This is the origin, but it happened before, that is 17th and 18th October, and it occurred on again 29th October. Okay, fine. Now, on 25th October and gradually moved in a northwestward direction, it intensified into a super cyclone and hit the area between Irasama and Balikuda in Odisha on 29th October at 10:30 a.m. The supercyclone swept the entire coast of Orissa, including the cities of Bhubaneswar and Cuttack and 28 coastal towns. About 38 million people were affected. A large number of livestock were killed. Standing crops of paddy, vegetables, and fruits were heavily damaged due to salinization caused by tidal surge. Large tracts of agricultural land have turned infertile. Large tracts of sal, teak, and bamboo plantation have disappeared, and the mangrove forest between Paradeep and Konark vanished. So these are the side effects of cyclone. Now let's understand about the moisture. When water evaporates from land and different water bodies, it becomes water vapor. Here you can see the cyclonic rainfall, how it forms. Okay, it becomes water vapor. Moisture in the air at any time is known as humidity. I just told you, humidity means the moisture in the air. When the air is full of water vapor, we call it as humid day. As the air gets warmer, its capacity to hold the water vapor increases, and so it becomes more and more humid. On a humid day, clothes take longer to dry, and sweat from our body does not evaporate easily, making us very uncomfortable. When the water vapor rises, here, really, orographic rainfall, we will understand about it. It starts cooling. The water vapor condenses, causing formation of droplets of water. Clouds are just masses of such water droplets. When these droplets of water becomes too heavy to float in the air, then they come down as a precipitation, and we call it as rain. Now, jet planes flying in the sky leave a white trail behind them. The moisture from their engines condenses. We see trails of this condenses moisture for some time when there is no air movement to disturb it. Precipitation that comes down to the earth in a liquid form is called rain. Most of the groundwater comes from the rainwater. Plants help preserve water when trees on hillsides are cut. Rainwater flows down. The bare mountains can cause flooding of low-lying areas. On the basis of mechanism, there are three types of rainfall. First one is the convectional, this one. Conventional, the orographic, this one, that is a relief rainfall, and the cyclonic, this one. Okay. Now, rainfall is very important for the survival of plants and animals. It brings fresh water to the earth's surface. If rainfall is less, water scarcity and drought occur. On the other hand, if it is more, floods takes place. So other forms of precipitation are snow, sleet, and hail. Okay. Now we will understand about these rainfall types of rainfall. When the cyclone forms, during the rainfall, we will say the cyclonic rainfall, where the cold air and warm air is cross between. So we will see the cyclonic rainfall. But the moist air, because of these mountains, okay, because of the mountains, the moist air is, this rainfall is cut down. against it. Means prevent the rainfall to going forward. So that is orographic rainfall, and this part is called as shadow area, where the rainfalls are less. Now here convectional rainfall, where we just feel the warm air. So that is our convectional rainfall. So understand there are three types of rainfall. First one is convectional, then cyclonic, then orographic. Okay, so in this way we have finished this chapter, that is chapter 4, that is air. I hope you understood about the air. If you like this video, just share and subscribe my channel for more such videos. We are coming with the next chapter. Thanks for watching.